Oh, this is the first time you saw
The
it?
first time I saw it, because I remember seeing
Oh,
it
wow.
on DVD somewhere. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then I never thought, this is where I've jumped off, and never watched it. Hi everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the man who is so racially ambiguous, I look different in every movie, Kyle Charles, and
the ancient god entity that originated Hakuma Shente Siwai Chong. Not in this series of film, though.
Oh no, not in this series. And I don't know why we did this. It's like this is. We are going to be talking about a film that came out in the original film it got spun off from, The Mummy, which came out like 2000 and
What, The Mummy 2? The Mummy Returns, right?
like 2001.
Yeah. I think because the first one was it 999?
Yeah, first one 999. Because I know I was still in school when the second one came out.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a rumor that The Rock died during the filming of this. I was like, really? That
No.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, they're talking about The Rock's character, clearly.
Yeah,
he dies twice, actually, his character, so...
Yeah. And, yeah, so we're going to be talking about the film that spun off from The Mummy to The Scorpion King.
Yeah.
We're talking about the movie series that went on for like 20 years. It's strange you'll think about it now, like 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's had 4 different actors. No, wait.
Yeah, you're right.
4 different actors over 5 films.
Yeah.
And yes, the straight to DVD movies, even though one of them literally looked like it was shot in someone's house.
Yes. See, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's one film that came out theatrically, which looks like his budget.
Yes.
The second film, okay. But then after that, it definitely was like renegade guerrilla backyard shooting somewhere in like the Philippines or Thailand or somewhere. You can get the backlot in the forest. And
then another thing, how like 2 of them got kind of cheap. They weren't in the desert no more. It was literally like, we're in, I want to say maybe England or somewhere, because we got Romans in it, and my country state house where we just film it in the grounds there, because I saw laminate floor in one of them. Yeah. I literally was like, really? This? Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, okay. Now, as we are going in comparisons, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, the best actor to play Matthias is The Rock, and there's no disagreeing that. Yeah.
No disagreeing that. But this is back when Rock was a terrible actor back then.
Well, no, but his acting as Matthias is better than his screen charisma, right? Yeah. Even the swagger for his character, his delivery, and all that stuff. And you may see he's terrible then, but he's got conviction. Where the rest of the guys playing it, Michael Campon, your geezer from Power Rangers.
Oh, he's the second Scorpion King, right?
Yeah. Young Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Victor Webster, who Mutant X, played Matthias and Scorpion King 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then some guy, Zach McGowan, playing him in Scorpion King 5, which, funny enough, there's posters for every single one of these, except for number 5, where it's just the scorpion in the sand, because I think at that point they're like, forget it. Yeah. There's no one we can put on the cover. Like, they could put Billy Zane on the cover, Michael Biehn. Was Rutger Hauer in one of them? I think he was, right?
Yeah, and Ron Perlman was in one of them as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can put some of these guys on the cover, even if you don't have Victor Webster on the cover, right? Yeah. But now they couldn't get anyone for the last one. They're like, sod it.
Yeah,
can't try anymore. Can't even. But watching these all in a row now, Rock plays Matthias like The Rock, okay?
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah.
But
Victor Webster and Zach McGowan don't even play consistent to each other, especially not The Rock, because there's the way the character is. It's not even like it's the same guy.
No, like the guy in the second one, the Power Ranger dude. I could kind of buy that he was a younger version of the Scorpion King.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. I was going to agree. I was going to say, because you could say, oh, all right, he is however many years younger he's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
And he could eventually become The Rock.
Yeah. Even though they're both 2 different nationalities, but yeah.
They got the people that wait on. I think I don't know where Michael Campon's from, but he looks like. Well, let's just say if he's American, Native American or whatever, right?
Yeah.
At least that's similar enough to The Rock's skin color. Victor Webster's white, and we're going with white as well.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in case you know, because I'm sure you said you've seen all the Twilight films. I have only seen Twilight once.
I've only seen what? Wait. I've seen the first and the last 2, and I've seen bits of ones in between.
So Taylor Lautner,
yeah,
was going to get recast after the first one because they were like, how can he bulk up in that time, right?
From that skinny dude to this big,
Yeah, except that he did do that. But anyways, the guy that they were going to have recast him was with this guy, Michael Campo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I say North American Indian, I don't know if that's what Taylor Lautner, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But yes, clearly, The Rock's the best actor as Matthias. You saying it's arguable, or you just saying because it's...
I agree with you. He's the best actor.
But I think it's something to do as well with that fact that he has budget in his film, whereas the rest of these look cheap. And no matter how well you act in a film that looks cheap, it's still
cheap.
Drags everything else down.
Yeah. Wow.
I will say as well. I mean, okay, what do you think of Kelly Hu's acting ability overall?
I like Kelly Hughes, even though I kind of like her more for her voice acting nowadays rather than her acting. But I don't know.
Well, here's my person. She can do a role that you give her, right?
Yeah.
Like in this, she's meant to be the sorceress. It's fine. Okay. In X-Men, where she's Lady Deathstrike, like kick-ass. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the film called The Tournament. She was also in that. She was an assassin. Fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen The Librarian.
Yeah.
She was in. Sorry.
The TV.
Not the TV series. The movies.
Oh, because the thing I've seen. She was in a TV show I used to watch, but I can't remember what it was called. But this was like in the late 90s.
You're probably thinking, Summer Martial Law.
She was in that and something else. Yeah. Yep.
So in The Librarian, she plays a henchwoman. Sorry, not a lady henchman, right? A henchwoman. Yeah. But she's also a fangirl of the Librarian.
Yeah.
So when he does stuff that he clumsily lucks into, she's like, "Oh, that guy's so great" and stuff like that, right? You know. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, she can pull the role off whatever you need her to, yeah? I'm not saying she's the greatest actress, but she's got flexibility. Here, she's not even hired for her acting ability.
No,
she's hired for the way she looks. That's it.
Yeah, you know? It's like, and this is that area where, it was that time period, like, you just hide women for their looks and, like, kind of give them minimal plot or anything. It's like,
well, clothing even, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, but she could do stuff.
Yeah,
like, at least she got to do. She had comedic timing in this because you know when she's coming out the pool, right?
Yeah.
When the rock is in the palace and he falls down.
Yeah.
Into her sauna room, whatever it is, right?
Yeah. And
then when he jumps in the pool to get away from the guards, and she nicks him on the shoulder with a knife, and then he's like, "What? What do you think you're doing?" And she gives him that like look, like, "Yeah, you came to attack me. What do you expect?" And then there's the bit where they went down the pool, and the kid is flipping the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the wish pool, and then she comes out there all naked and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, we will know what that kid wished for. Anyways, which was actually quite a good joke, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Even though you'd be like, this kid looks 11 years old, so she could probably get to jail for that, or whatever.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is questionable. Yeah.
Well, anyways, it was a good joke, and then she obviously reacted how, you know. But point is to say, she didn't need to really act in this role at all, kind of, you know.
Yeah. And it did have what's his name? Kingpin dude.
Michael Duncan.
Yeah. I liked his.
Yeah. I enjoyed him in this. Yeah. I enjoyed him in this.
The main bad guys to me. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say. Michael Duncan's good in this. He's like. They were talking about the bit where where they're having a fist fight.
Yeah.
and Rock actually punched him in the face.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, and then in the back, one of the behind the scenes, if you watch documentaries and stuff, Rock was like, oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson's like, oh no, so I hit him in the face accidentally, and he went down, right? Yeah. He went down. I thought he got knocked out, and then it cuts to Michael Duncan saying, yes, he knocked me down. He did not knock me out, right?
Yeah.
And then Dwayne Johnson goes, and I apologized to him. I felt sorry for him. And then he turns to Rock and goes, yeah, I knocked out that damn jabroni. He didn't say it like that, but he was like, yeah, the Rock doesn't care.
Oh yeah, because
you guys...
he's actually casted as The Rock, innit? He's not Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I think that's probably because he was doing the Hollywood. He was coming back and going to be doing the Hollywood Rock gimmick at that point. But yeah. But yes, and Michael Clark Duncan, he's a joke as well because he don't care.
No.
That at the end where the ladies are in the wagon trying to infiltrate the palace, and he got the eye makeup on himself and the veil, and I'm like, yes, you're a joker.
Funny. That's just like, that's actually quite funny. Because I knew something, because I haven't seen this film in years, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure something's fine going to happen right now. And he's done it. I was like, Michael Clark Duncan, you're a treasure. Oh,
yeah,
I miss you. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But you're saying about the bad guy.
Generic bad guy. That's what I felt like. I kind of forgot which one was the main bad guy because they both kind of look similar. I was like,
yeah.
What is your purpose, either of you? I know one guy was one person's son and he betrayed.
Wait, no. I think you're thinking of one further. Oh no, yeah, no, one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, that's right.
I kind of forgot until Michael Clark Duncan killed him and goes, this is for your father. I'm like, oh yeah. He's the one, the dad. Even though they both would have had dad. But you know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
And like you're saying, the bad guy just wants to conquer worlds, apparently. Yeah. And then to be extra evil, I'm going to get this kid who's a thief and cut his hand off. Yeah. Whoa, I'm just going to get my heel heat. Like, all right. But yeah, you're just shortcutting everything I need to know about you deliberately. So, does he look like a threat? No. But he is capable. That's the thing. But the stuff he does is scummy. And you're like, I don't know, if you were like a pest heel sort of thing, fair enough. But your actions and what you do kind of
doesn't.
Yeah, Well, no, it doesn't jive. It just is like you're going a bit too much in the direction of, I'm just here to be hated.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So we didn't actually. Okay. So Scorpion King came out in 2002.
Yep.
Scorpion King 2, Rise of Warrior came out in 2008. Scorpion King 3, Battle for Redemption came out in 2012. Scorpion King 4, Quest for Power came out 2015.
Oh, 15, yeah.
Scorpion King Book of Souls came out in 2018, which, like you said, is nearly 20-year franchise, and it's like
crazy, man.
Yeah, and we didn't even mention the Scorpion King from 1991/92, depends on when you. Okay, I sent you the trailer. Did you bother watching it?
No, I was meant to. I wanted to.
Okay, so I saw the trailer for a film called a Hong Kong Legends trailer, because they used to release these things back in the day, and now it might be Cineasia or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they've got this film called The Scorpion King.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, but it's obviously the Scorpion King. Are they just trying to take the title and kind of get people's eyes interested? Yeah, exactly, Moolah. I will say that film is more entertaining than at least 3 of these Scorpion King films. Looks actually it looks like budget equals at least 3 of them as well, right? I will say, okay, so there's Scorpion King, and it's just a sidetrack, but we'll move back to the main series after. Yeah. But so the Scorpion King is not even a Scorpion King; he just fights Scorpion style, where he's on the ground on his palms and his one of his legs, and then he curls his other leg back like a like a scorpion tail.
Yeah.
And you don't watch martial arts films for the story. No. So it's typical, One guy needs to get trained up to beat the other another dude, right? So, but I will give it to this, right? It's entertaining. The fights are pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Right, and it's more entertaining than the third half of the third of the 3/5 of these films.
Yeah.
Scorpion King 2, Rise of Warrior. It's alright actually. I don't think it's that bad. It is cheap, but
I didn't find it that bad, to be fair.
They as the Scorpion King prequel is okay as its own film. Or let's say it probably ran out of production budget towards the end of it because the dude's fighting an invisible scorpion at the end of it. You know,
and it just starts like kind of leaking through. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, like worlds are exploding here and there, and whatever. Right? It's just like okay, right. But if we can't put it in, it's invisible. You know, it's like the episode of Batman, Batman the '60s TV show where they had all the villains drink a potion to turn invisible, so they didn't need to obviously play them as actors to play them as voice actors, right?
Yeah.
And then to level the playing field, Batman and Robin also drank the invisible potion, so they're all invisible. All right, how's that work? Because no one can see anyone then in that case. Whatever. But yes, Randy Couture was in Scorpion 2: Rise of Warrior.
Which is a common theme in most of these films we're going to get to as well, like with people in the sports entertainment world being in this.
Yeah.
What did you think of Randy Couture as main villain?
I think he acted to the level of everyone else in the film, which tells you how much I think of the...
Because like the worst actor was, you know, when what's the main character? I was about to say, is it
He's Matthias.
Matthias, yeah.
His
dad.
When
his dad came in, I was like, "What is this?" I legit had to like stop it because I was laughing. So I was like, "Okay, this is your dad." He's like, "Yes, but I am the king. Not the king. I'm not the best warrior. Oh, you can't fight my son." I was like, "Wait, you feel like you're from like one of these old dubbed kung fu movies, but you're not." And your beard looked fake, but it was real. I mean, it just looked weird. Like, I don't know, it just threw me off. I felt uncomfortable. And
then Randy Couture obviously turned on the king so he can become king. Alright, fine. And then we get to what's it? So Matthias' dad got killed by Randy Couture.
Yeah, because he sent a scorpion plague or something at him.
Yeah. And then it turns out some woman sorceress, alright, you know what I mean? Who had a deep plunging neckline like she was... You remember... Okay, you read Maximum Carnage, right?
Yeah.
And you see Black Cat's plunging neckline that went past her navel. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not even practical, but whatever, right? Like, when you're fighting all these people, when you want to be kind of...
Covered?
No, well, it's like, you don't want to expose the flesh areas because you're going to get hurt. You're going to get slashed. At least if you're covered in leather, it's got... Whatever.
Some guard you, but... Okay, sure, show your navel. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And
and I was like,
what was it the other thing that the Scorpion King had? Oh, sorry, not Matthias had a brother called Noah, and then which came out of nowhere because I remember like, is it the same dad? You know what I mean? Because it didn't make any sense. And then
yeah. Even though he did have a brother in the Scorpion King, I don't know if it's the same brother because I think that guy died, right?
Yeah, he died. Oh, yeah, good point. Wait, does he have more brother? Like, was that? I don't know. But anyway.
Well, we never know if he had an old. Just because they don't mention that he does have just because they don't say he doesn't have an older brother does not mean he did.
Yeah. But it was just. I was like, oh, okay. So you kill his dad in this, and you also kill his brother. Isn't that a bit too much? You know what I mean? I was like, that's a bit.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the end of these, I'm trying to figure out a certain thing as well. But then, so then he dies, and then like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, I don't mind that his friendship with his platonic girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
But she never appeared. Like, it's like, okay, why is she not in the other?
Like,
what's the link to that? I mean, why introduce a character that's kind of like key to this background, but then it's not going to be you're
Yeah.
the movie up front's already been done.
Yeah.
So you just kind of align yourself with that.
Yeah, you got to kind of lead to that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it didn't make sense. And what was the other bit? Like,
and it's in the sorceress. So she said, "Oh, well, I'll come for you later on," or something. Essentially, like when he's bad, when she's, even though she got shanked as a giant scorpion, invisible thing,
yeah,
she has him at a disadvantage. And then she's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'll see you later."
yeah.
And then she never appears again.
No, unless she appears in Scorpion King 6, One More Ride. But anyway,
yeah.
So another thing that really bugged me was, his dad got killed by the scorpions, whatever, and then like they don't know how it happened, but we all know what happened. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's like when the when your fence gets kicked in, and then you're like, I know it was your kid that did it, or whoever, whoever you're having beef with at the time. I know it was you, even though you're like, no evidence, so you can't really. I mean, it might be that person, but the problem is, you can't prove it.
But the thing is, they couldn't, because don't all these people know about the whole scorpion prophecy and all that stuff? So it's like, okay, his dad got killed by scorpion bites, very distinctive scorpion bites. I'm pretty sure there'd be like scorpion bodies left around where he died. We'd be like, hey, this person's always gone on about scorpions and how maybe it had something to do with it, rather than, oh no, a freak scorpion accident. Wait, no, that's not a thing.
I mean, like sometimes you can come to a logical conclusion based on the evidence, and sometimes you have no evidence and you just jump.
Yeah.
And then other times you're like, you know what? Yeah, I have to accept it the way it is because apparently it is the way it is, right?
Movie reasons. Yeah.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. Oh. Well,
okay. Scorpion King 2: Rise of the Warrior. What did you think of? What was your opinion on the film?
It wasn't too bad. I just see it as like it's gonna sound bad, a cheap prequel to a movie, which maybe like, one and done sort of thing, but no.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. It wasn't amazing or anything like that, but I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
Is this the one with the
it's
Greek
not offensive.
well?
Sorry?
Is this the one with the Greek in it?
The Greek? Oh, yeah, that guy, yeah.
And a wannabe Donnie Yen guy, that was another weird.
Yeah, they had characters here which were distinctive. We'll say that, yeah? Not necessarily memorable, but there were people there, you're like, all right, they're different parts of the same, that piece together the movie, yeah?
And they just
Whereas, what Scorpion King 3 and 4 and 5 even, right? Yeah. Can you tell me anything about number 3? Aside from Victor Webster's there instead of The Rock, and then they use flashbacks of Kelly Hu, even though it's like, okay, well, why are you going to do that if you're not going to?
This is where I got confused. So, all right. So, 3 and 4 set after Scorpion King 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gone from a. Okay. They never explained how he became an assassin, did they? It just went from Scorpion King 2 to 3, where he's an assassin, even though he was an assassin in Scorpion King 1. But then you would think they would kind of explain that at some point in.
He lost his kingdom.
Yeah.
That's some plague at the beginning of some sort of whatever, right?
He's lost his kingdom, so he's gone back to being like, you know what? I remember the time I was doing well when I was an assassin. Let me go back to being an assassin. Wait.
Well, you know what? Being an assassin got me my kingdom. So if I lose my kingdom, maybe if I become an assassin again, I could get my kingdom again. Which he does actually at the end of the movie. So his logic is amazing. It doesn't actually work in the real world, but whatever, right? somehow it did work, and the only thing memorable in this film is Billy Zane being insane.
Yeah.
Doing his best Nicolas Cage impression.
Yeah, because that kind of took me out of it sometimes as well. Some stuff was like, really?
Well, funny enough, I'm like, that's what kind of I expect Billy Zane to be acting if he's being in a movie that's going straight to DVD or something of this quality. Yeah. Which so I don't blame him, right? He's just taking the money and he's like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Gonna do what I'm gonna do. I not do my best, but I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair, he was the standout, and I remember him, even though he's playing overly confident, cocky king with a comedic side.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't like, it's like he couldn't really, as a character, he's like,
he's trying to be like
just
zany. No pun his name, but I mean, like, he's like, I'm Kirky. Woo.
Yeah. I'm just, I'm the king that's eccentric. Yeah. Ooh.
I rip people's ears off. Woo. And things like, oh.
yeah.
Sure, I guess. All right.
Yeah. And I thought Batista was going to be in this longer, but yeah.
To be fair though, like when Batista came into it, I kind of started paying more attention to it again. I was like, oh, Batista, cool. Then I remember that this is early Batista. I was like, oh, but still, yeah. All right. No, it was funny how there's like, okay, we got all the makeup to cover up your back tattoo, but not your arms. I was like, okay, sure. All right.
And he used the Book of Souls. Was it Billy Zane using the Book of Souls to? Was it the Book of Souls here? This one?
Yeah. Wait, was it? Wait, isn't the last film called?
The last film is called the Book of Souls, which because there's a twist. It doesn't make any sense. No. What happens in the last book does not make any sense unless you're going to say the inanimate object is actually a person disguised in the inanimate object.
Could be.
What
Okay.
It's like, have you ever seen the movie Mannequin?
Yes, I have. Years ago.
Yeah. So the girl, actually, they didn't even explain it in the first movie. There is actually Mannequin 2.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Which I've not seen, right?
No.
But she got cursed way back in the day, in the 16th century, by a witch or something like that.
Yeah. To
become a shop mannequin. It was like, well, hold on, but 16th century shops don't have mannequins? I don't know about that.
Yes.
Anyways, somehow survived to be in the 20th century? Whatever, right? You know?
Do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But whatever. If you're going to, a spell that turned you into a book that it became sentient, like whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's for Scorpion King Book of Souls when we get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Scorpion King 3?
It was. I spent most of the time thinking, how is this Scorpion King now? Okay, sure.
Yeah. How did this get made, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, how did? And then, like, I kind of give it to the actors, like, taking it for what it was, kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
The story just didn't make much sense. And I was saying, I can see why this has gone to DVD, but like, I see someone was trying when they read this. They were trying, but then it's like, you know what? We know our audience, Sci-Fi Channel watchers, and just went with that.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel movie. Not to knock. I mean, sometimes they can pull up, but it's just like, well, we. It's one of those things where it's like, I've seen bad movies in my time, right? And I've seen movies that they think they attempt something, but the thing is they don't actually have the budget for it. So you're just better off cutting it. It's like, there was an episode of Heroes where they were going to have Peter Petrelli and Silo fight.
Yeah.
But obviously they knew their TV budget, they're not going to do that, right?
Yeah.
So they have them face off, and then Hero hides behind one of the doors.
Yeah. Oh,
and he just kind of
them.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
First of all, it makes sense why he would run off, right? You don't want to get hit by a stray shot, and they're super powerful, whatever, right? But you don't have the budget for it, so you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But this one and the next one, they're like, you were gonna try stuff, but we don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna look good.
It's not gonna look good,
Yeah.
We're ready for that garden. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're just better off not have tried it and come up with another way around it.
Yeah, like a more.
It's like when you do the fights, and instead of seeing the fights, you can do the reaction shots.
Yeah.
Oh, if you fighting a dragon or whatever it is, you know what I mean. Sometimes. I don't know. Like Scorpion King 3, 4, and 5 here, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not memorable at all, right?
No.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Deathstalker series.
No, that sounds terrible though. We're going.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from the 80s, right?
Okay, there we go.
Deathstalker 1 is not memorable. Number 2 is, though, because it's comedic.
Yeah.
And it's deliberately silly and tongue-in-cheek, and you're like, yeah.
Okay.
These guys did whatever, right? But you're like, I remember some of the stuff that happened, especially the female lead who cannot act at all, right?
Yeah.
Read her lines terribly. There's one time she did react really well.
Yeah.
And it was on a not a blooper, it was like, but the guy said the line and she delivered it. And then you know how like they do a genuine kind of like one-liner, but they delivery so on point that they actually laugh at it.
Yeah.
That's the only time her acting was really good because it was a genuine. That was it.
A genuine little.
Yeah. Anyways, Deathstalker 2 is memorable because it's silly, yeah. They try to be serious here, but I'm like, you could have just went a different route.
Yeah.
And at least it'll be entertaining. I think it's in number 4 where they have the mechanical dragon thing, yeah? You don't remember them? They had a boulder thing that he had to get behind the cliff?
Oh, I keep remembering a bit where he's got his apprentice at the beginning and they're trying to dance through that weird maze bit with the axes and stuff.
Yeah, that's the number 4. Yeah. And they had so one part is where they have a mechanical dragon and they have to do the shadow of the dragon.
Yeah. Using
After Effects or whatever, right? I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then if it turns out it's a really small dragon, like a really small mechanical dragon, but they use the light to make people, you know, I'd have been like, that's actually good use of the stuff that you didn't have, right?
Yeah.
No, they actually tried to make a CGI mechanical dragon thing, and it looked terrible.
See, this is probably why I checked that. You wouldn't believe I watched I watched 2, 3, and 4 in one day. This was yesterday.
and did it all blur together?
Yeah.
No, actually, but that's the thing. It's like Victor Webster acts like Victor Webster. He doesn't act like The Rock. He doesn't even try to be the same character as The Rock.
He's like doing these weird hammy one-liners and stuff like that, or trying to be like super funny. It kind of reminds me like a cheap version of 4, if that makes sense. Like how he was trying to portray like how 4's kind of funny but doesn't mean to be funny, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and he was trying to do that. I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah. I mean, like, if they got Jason Momoa, right?
Yeah.
I put him here. He still couldn't pull this off, right? Yeah. But at least he looked more of the part.
Yeah. No, I could kind of buy The Rock going from The Rock to Jason Momoa. Right?
Yeah.
The Rock going to this.
Actually, no, even I have to say, no. Jason Momoa's got delivery. Yeah. At least he'll say these lines in a certain way that you can get the different tones of if it's a threat, if it's a sarcastic joke, or if it's, you know...
This guy just seemed like he was joking all the time. Like, oh.
Yeah. Not to knock him, because he's fine in New X. You know?
Like,
but...
The thing is, like, for this, if this wasn't based on the, like, on the Scorpion King, if it was just, like, a random, let's say, like...
Yeah.
Greek mythology ripoff or whatever of like Hercules or something like that, you know what I mean? Then okay, yeah, cool. I can kind of see where this is going from. I can see it's given a fan base, but because like how the Scorpion King is and it's The Rock, and how they sort of portray the character unto a certain point, but then these kind of bridge off and go on later and later to when he actually becomes the weird Scorpion King or whatever. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, how does that character go from that character to this character is now back to it doesn't make any any sense.
And then Zach McGowan in number 5, he's even more, he's like, okay, now all the bad stuff has happened and now he's a sour bitter character. It's just like, hold on a minute,
how'd you go from here to here?
Yeah. First of all, how did you get from The Rock to Victor Webster's personality,
Yeah.
But then how did you get from... Would it be if Zach McGowan was playing the Scorpion King in number 3 and 4 as well?
Yeah.
Would that be a better transition from The Rock? Or would you say that's also a bit weird?
I don't know, because if... Say you had... Yeah, no, that would make more sense, because that character kind of feels like it's the same. Like I said, like 2 is the younger one, so he can be a different way before the world like crumbles on him even more and he becomes really
Yeah.
But then the Victor, whatever, blah blah blah. Like his films meant to be set after the whole Kelly Hugh dying and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't seem like bitter or anything. He's like, okay. Oh,
Yeah. Just leave me in my. Just leave the Hulk alone.
Yeah, sort of thing. We'll get to that in a minute. But
yeah. Yes. Lou Ferrigno is in this number 4, was it? Where him and his cohort side partner invade the castle.
Yeah.
Fight off Lou Ferrigno, get past the traps and stuff, and then straight away his partner betrays him. It's like, all right, you're gonna wait 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
But he kind of sort of comes and so like, yeah, you're the apprentice. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, you already know he's gonna betray him at some point. No, I didn't know it happened like 5 minutes into it, but I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen at some point.
And then not only that, it's like, once I betray you, I take stuff back to my king, my dad, Michael Biehn, and I betray him right away.
Yeah.
And then so it was the Scorpions that killed him, and he's the Scorpion King.
Yeah. Like,
two people.
I'm like, okay, this is where we're going. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And
not amazing.
Like with the little weird banter he tried to have with the guards and stuff, and not trying to. It was weird. I didn't get it. I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah. But the thing is, within the film itself, though, it sets the tone that it does continue. So that's fine.
Yeah.
And even number 4 as well. I will say they're consistent to themselves.
Yeah. Well, which one's the one that looks like it's filmed in someone's garden?
So which one? Sorry.
I'm trying to remember. Is it the Ron Perlman one or is it number 4? Wait, which one is Ron Perlman in?
He's in number 3, the one with Billy Zane.
Yeah. So it's the 4th one where it looks like it's a bit literally. I was saying when you see there's a throne room and you look at the ground, it's laminated floors. Like, I'm pretty sure laminated floor didn't become a thing to like say the 70s.
Well, look, the only way I'm going to defend that is it's a fantasy world, so
okay.
You don't know what's been in those castles back in those days.
No, I don't. But I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Should have just been stone floor or something like that, or just kind of smooth flooring.
Something different. Yeah. And then there was another. What else made me laugh in this film? Like the ninjas. There's ninjas.
Why not? Why not? Apparently.
How is he? Like I said before, he's gone from like the desert and stuff, like Egypt, around there, like Middle East or whatever, and now he's in forest jungle place. He keeps talking about the jungle, and I was like, so we gonna explain how we ever got here? Is this just?
Apparently, the Scorpion King just kind of floats around from place to place like a vagabond, Ryu style. So yeah,
then,
I mean,
how does the mythos go around then? Because like language barriers, I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense.
Clearly, he spread it himself by going across these many lands around the world. Yeah.
And the other thing that made me laugh about these films, the accents are all over the place. All over the place. All right. Some people have a British accent. Some people have an American accent. And a Greek guy has a British... I mean, it doesn't make any... None of it makes sense.
Yeah. But we will say that for the sake of the... They are... Would you even say they're speaking their own languages, but the accents are to signify that they just... That's what they're speaking? But then the problem then arises is if he's speaking British and he's speaking Greek in the world of the Scorpion King, for example, right? It's just a show.
Yeah.
And Matthias is speaking an American accent, right? Yeah. Does that mean they understand each other even though they're not speaking the same language?
Maybe. So, as I'm saying, it's all weird. It's all...
Don't think about it too much. That's what it is. It'll fall apart. It'll melt your brain. You're just trying to now say, well, let's just kind of cog it together. But no.
It's just
Yeah.
It just started to feel like this could have been like a these films would be like Adventures of Hercules or something. Not, I don't know why it's Scorpion King. It doesn't like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Exactly.
And then he meets that blonde chick in this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He was trapped in the castle. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was meant to marry the king. Was this no? Which king? She's meant to marry a king.
It's the same
but she got
as another one, but yeah.
Yeah. And she got cold feet because she decided she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then she got thrown in the castle for that. And
And then
then they escape. And then her dad has her dad makes a catapult, but then Matthias doesn't go, oh, I remember a dude that made a catapult for me in the first movie X amount of years ago. No, he's just like, oh, this newfangled contraption. Yeah,
like, dude, have you, concussions? Is that what you've had? All right, sure.
Well, I mean, like, you launched yourself through one of those. I don't. Yeah.
And there was.
I think they were maybe trying to do a callback as well, but also.
But if you're doing a callback, you got to like reference it, like even even if you said this seems familiar, I looked at the screen and winked or something, but okay, yeah. But I didn't even do that. And then that's the other thing. This is still with the ninjas, right? Number 4, isn't it?
Ninjas. I can't. You know what? I watched them all in a row as well. They kind of merged together at one point.
Well, there's a bit with when he goes to save.
And then I'm gonna just say it's not because they're not. It's partially because they're so cheap. They're indistinguishable.
Indistinguishable.
At least I know 1 and 2. Yeah, there's a distinct difference in quality. When there's the drop, then it becomes
same movies all the way around.
Yeah. Because the plot's always the same as well, almost.
Yep. Because I remember the ninja one. There's a bit where he goes in to save the leader of the refugee ninja people, whatever, and she's like, no, like she's got her mouth tied and everything, and she's tied behind the pole, whatever. And
yeah. I think that's number 4.
Saying, like, this is where it's both dumb on both their behalf, right? First of all, I don't know why he didn't just take the mouth thing down and say, I'm coming to get you free. So you can talk to him. He's still trying to untie her. She's like, hitting him. He's like, no, I'll come to save you. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, don't you get, like, if she's obviously indicating to you something, why don't you take down the mouthpiece? Oh, you don't want me to save you because this is your plan. Okay, cool. I'll see you later rather than going through all this.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And there was that bit in... I think it was number 4 where they have to infiltrate the place that is surrounded by the ladies of the whatever, right? The female clan.
Yeah.
And then that was a little bit of a funny thing where the blonde lady had to pretend that they had to get her dad to dress up as a woman and Victor Webster to dress up as a woman.
Yeah.
And then he's a really tall one because he's like 6'5".
Yeah.
and then they're just like, oh, you need to take your veil off, mistress or whatever, my lady, right? And then she's like, oh, no. She's had some sort of ailment that's turned her into her features distorted, deformed even, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, in a female voice, trying to do his best. And it's like, wow, okay, all right. I mean, I can't imagine The Rock doing this. That's the thing.
That's the thing. No.
That's what I'm saying. Is that the character is just like, what?
Yeah, like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, that Matthias would not be doing this, you know?
No. And it's just, and then Eve Torres is in this as well. This is like, oh yeah, there's another wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Eve Torres deciding she beats up the blonde lady.
Yeah.
In the octagon. So apparently they had UFC cages back in the day, right?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
She climbs to the top, right, and she's showboating, yeah.
Yeah.
And then instead of like, oh, you think she's finished the fight, she's gonna climb out of the cage over, right? No, she does a moonsault off the top of it. I'm like, hold on a second, yeah, but. Even back in the day, if you're performing a moonsault, your knees are gonna hit the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. Like there's no safe way to land that on that floor.
No.
If the lady was standing up, and then you did a moonsault.
Yeah, then you kind of like land on it. You got guided sort of fall, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know, by the way, how you're meant to calculate damage via moonsault on the opponent. Like, what would you think she was doing? Like,
she doesn't. It was like, okay, that's her move in wrestling, right?
Yeah.
She was out wrestling anyway by this time, anyway.
Yeah, but in wrestling, you're fine because you like accept that apparently the ring has enough spring to absorb, and it got knee pads, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But in an actual fight,
No.
you wouldn't be pulling these moves off.
No.
Some wrestling moves maybe, yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to be like, some guy's chasing me, I'm going to flip up the wall and moonsault backwards on them.
That's something like, hey,
Unless I catch them.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It's like, hey, I'm going to do a swanton on this person. I mean, like...
No, but if I flip over a guy and I catch him in a reverse DDT, that's different.
Yeah, it's different. But
if I flip over a guy and attempt to hit him with a moonsault...
Yeah, no.
You know, who's to say his shoulder won't go into my abdomen and then I'm winded?
Yeah.
You know?
It's dumb.
yeah.
It's just dumb. Yeah.
But yeah, there's more logic to do a moonsault on a standing opponent than there is on an opponent on the floor.
Yeah. In this makeshift octagon, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. Yeah. I don't know about that.
Is this the what? And there's again because 3 and 4 like just blend into one. There was that weird bit with the source. Oh, it is 3. The one the Book of Souls over is, alright. And like, wait, is it that one? There's like a ninja lady, and she fights the blonde-haired demon thing, and it sounds really bad. How it's filmed, it's like it's the same actor being both characters. Fight, you never see him like face on face. It was like behind, and I was like, is this the same woman saying the same character? Though that's cool.
It could be how, you know, when they do have stand-ins for you have your evil side and your good side, or your clone, or whatever you're fighting, right? And it's one person in the shot, and they do the stand-in from one side angle and the other person doing the other. Maybe they only had one stunt lady that day, yeah.
Maybe.
And they made her shoot both sides of it.
Maybe, because like this seems weird. But, all right, cool.
Yeah, and then we get on to, I mean, I know we've been blazing parts 3 and 4, yeah, but number 5, where the Book of Souls is actually a being.
Yeah.
What? I am the Book of Souls. No, she didn't even deliver it like that. She didn't even go, I am the Book of Souls, or anything like that. No, she's like,
okay.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, there's no handness to it. She's trying to be deadly serious, and I'm like, yeah. I will say that her rock monster friend, right?
Yeah.
That was decently done.
Yeah, that was decently done. That was like one of the decent things about that. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay, they put some effort into that. Yeah. Looked better than the thing from the 1994 Fantastic Four film. I'll tell you that much.
Which probably had a more bigger budget than this, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dreadful. There was, and it had that guy who's like the this could sound really bad. The cheap version of Lance Hendricks. Is that his name? Oh, he played the butler in John Wick.
No. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know.
Yeah, but the guy in this is like the butler.
First of all, you're talking about Lance Riddick.
That's it, Lance Riddick. Yeah.
Yeah, not Lance. But you were talking about Bishop from Aliens, which is not that guy.
My bad.
Lance Henderson, yeah. Lance Riddick is who you mean, yeah. And that's Peter Mensa. Peter Mensa is this is blasphemy. This is madness.
Yeah. Same.
And he gets kicked down the well.
Yeah.
And he was also in Spartacus. The thing is, he can do good. I've seen him with good stuff, and I think they were like, yeah, he can play that role. Except that as a viable threat, actually, as a physical character, I'm like, yeah. He's got the power. Like, I can believe it. Yeah. Actually, he would probably be better if he was the villain in Scorpion King 2 instead of Randy Couture, because I feel like this guy could have given a bit more gravitas. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, even he was wasted in this film. I mean, look, I'm just saying, some of these people, I just hope they got a good payday for making the film.
Yeah, I hope so too. Like, you know, it's something for the IMDb page. And to be fair, like, good on the people who made it, because they've done more than I could do. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to say, this film's terrible, but they've made a film. I haven't, so I can't really like judge them or.
Okay. Even though you gotta say, gotta give props to them. You can have to. Yeah, if it's a terrible film, it's still a terrible film. It doesn't. You know, that fact. You know.
But like, I do kind of feel like maybe they tried.
I don't know. That's the thing. It's
But
just
then
like
I feel like as well these Scorpion King films. I feel like they're only made so they can keep the license to the name. You know what I mean?
hmm
Because if not, it'd probably get merged into their MCU. I don't know, but
I mean,
yeah.
if you ask me what I remember from Scorpion King 5, which is the last of that, because I watched it chronologically,
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from Scorpion King 5 other than it wasn't Peter Webb, it wasn't The Rock or Victor Webster, it was some other dude.
Yeah.
That lady is the Book of Souls, and there's a rock guy who was afraid of fire.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because Rock's not immune to fire. But
yeah. And then that, and then, yeah.
Because I watched it not long before we recorded. I don't remember a thing about it. Just me sitting as like,
yeah.
so is this in continuity with the others? Because I'm confused. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like I was like, when I saw the guy playing Mateus, well, I was like, oh yeah, he's from the 100, and another thing I've seen that he's in. And yeah, don't really remember anything else. He seemed like someone who would have been in one of the Lord of the Rings films. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. As one of the elves or one of the hobbits. Which one?
no, like one of them. One of the like, look, this sounds really bad. Like normal people, but like a third in line. Like, so say you like got Aragorn and then Sean Bean's character and then someone else, and then that would be him. The one after that.
Okay.
4 lines.
Well, the one that Carl Urban was playing, you mean?
Yeah. Like, oh, look at him, he's trying, sort of thing,
Yeah.
But,
well, okay, let me ask you, yeah? So The Rock is supposed to be 6'5", they say, but like really probably what, 6'3"?
Yeah.
Victor Webster's like 6'5"-ish?
Yeah.
How tall do you think, and I don't know, how tall do you think Zach McGowan is?
5'10", 5'11".
Well, he does look way shorter than both of those, right?
Yeah. I don't get me wrong, he's quite like cut and built and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And again, if this was like a film about Heracles or something, we're like, okay, I can buy it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't get it.
I'm just interested now to see what the height of this guy is, considering, like we say, he's not
a tall man.
Oh, he's 6 foot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know why he seems smaller, but that could be. It could be because all the ladies are wearing kind of like
what
footwear,
heels and stuff. Yeah. Could be.
I don't know, but then there's a massive solid height difference that is apparent, because unless you're going to say, all of a sudden, according to, if you're going to say go by continuity of actual height, the way that the women's height compared to him, they're like 6 foot tall women.
Yeah, maybe
Amazon women.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. Let me ask. So, first Scorpion King film. How many times have you seen it?
Actually, I think maybe 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen it a good couple of times. I mean, maybe 5 for some reason. I think I've seen it. Something like that, right? Number 2. How many times have you seen it?
Once.
Oh, this is the first time you saw it?
First time I saw it, because I remember seeing it on DVD somewhere. I was like, okay. And I never thought, this is where I'll jump off, and never watched it.
Okay, I've seen it about 3 times now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then the other lot I've only seen once, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna stay that way, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you watch the Chinese Scorpion King film, and you'll find it better than these ones. If that wasn't on the list to watch, by the way, probably just random, and I decided to watch these things because I do that, right? Like, I got nothing better to do, apparently.
If they made a Scorpion King 6, will I watch it? Yes, out of curiosity. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Oh, wait. Who being the lead actor? Because if they retcon it like they do with the Halloweens and all the other films, that they pretend Universal Soldier 1 happened, and Universal Soldier The Return happened.
Yeah.
Universal Soldier 2, 3, 4, nah.
Yeah, that's his
and then
timeline.
at some point, Universal Soldier The Return doesn't even happen, because then you go to Day of Vengeance, the one that Dolph Lundgren comes back, where Scott Adkins is the lead. Day of Reckoning, sorry.
But is John Claude Van Damme's not in that one, though, is he?
Yeah, he is as well.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Who would I get to? Right. Is it?
Would you get The Rock back to do? And they wouldn't even call it number 6, by the way, because they'll just pretend.
No.
They'll just give it a subtitle. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be
The Scorpion
sequel that.
Yeah.
Well, they did the sequel to Scorpion King. It was called Black Adam. That's the feel I got from watching Scorpion King. I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of Black Adam. Like, I think if someone who's meant to be a bad guy, but then they're like, hey, we're gonna make him good.
Did you ever buy that this Matthias? Well, that Matthias in Scorpion in The Mummy Returns, he's the grandson of this Matthias.
That would make more sense.
That's what they retconned it as, because I think they realized, oh, you know what? How do you make this Matthias go heel?
Yeah,
you can't really.
You can't, no.
Oh, well, you could, because you could have been like.
It would be not out of character. It'd be like, okay, so why you spent all these other films building this guy up to be, you know?
Yeah. See, the bit where he turns heel is when where his Kelly Hu dies.
Yeah.
And his kingdom gets razed, and then he's like, "All right, fine, I will find my way back."
Yeah.
And then that's when he becomes the hard-edged, heartless Scorpion King, because of all the destruction, and devastation that happened to him. You know.
Yeah.
He had that one bad day.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. But they according to the law, they're like, no. That Matthias from Scorpion King from Mummy Returns, he's the grandson of this Scorpion King. Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's it. I don't know if that's what they intended to do.
Probably not, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
it makes more sense.
Even though how could your grandson look exactly the same as you? But then dominant genes apparently, right?
Yeah, it's not the first.
You've seen some people's kids, right? They look exactly like clones of themselves. Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of Arnold Schwarzenegger kids seemed to ignore his mum's genes straight up.
Yeah, and looks like exactly like him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is weird. But but it's one of those weird things that you see in TV shows when they like do flashbacks of like people in their family, and it's just that person playing them. I'm like, wait, what? Well, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I think this would make sense. It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. You think if they make a scope? So if they is a reboot? You reckon? Unless The Rock is coming back as the lead.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do it as a sequel to any of these.
No,
they'd probably do a fresh reboot and cast someone else.
Yeah. That's what.
Or they could do what Johnny English done and just reboot it, even though you have the same lead.
Yeah.
All right.
They could do that, which is more likely what's going to happen.
Yeah. But yeah, who do you think you reckon they should reboot it, or who do you reckon they would cast if they do it, or do you think they just better just leave it for to rest itself?
Leave it. Let sleeping dogs lie. You know.
Yeah. Apparently there is going to be a reboot, but
really,
I don't know about. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What?
Yeah, who's going to cast? They're going to grab the guy from one of the Young Rocks and cast him.
Oh, okay. The worst thing is I'll be alright with that, but okay, that kind of makes sense. Kind of, you know. But like, what else could you really do? I don't know. Just I don't know what else you could do with this franchise.
I think it's
fresh reboot.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it's gone so far down.
Yeah.
Just leave it be.
Yeah.
You know.
Leave it be, like I said, if you do a full-on throw cash at it reboot, or even TV series. That's the big thing nowadays. You know, you can do everything.
Okay, hold on. There's the high-budget TV series, which I don't think I would give this series. If you're talking about like a 15/22 episode,
no,
one of those,
no, because that'd be terrible. It's got to be like
What do you mean? So he's already going that direction.
Yeah, I know, but then if you want it to be taken seriously, like you got to do like a sort of like 8 episode like hardcore sort of thing, like.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I think if they were, you haven't seen Spartacus, no. You should. Spartacus, Blood and Sand. You'll see all the familiar faces from the CW there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they were going for, okay, so Spartacus, Blood and Sand is Gladiator and 300 combined, right?
Yeah.
With Game of Thrones amount of blood, okay?
Yeah.
If they were going for that vibe for the Scorpion King, and they were like, yes, it's gonna be hardcore, yeah. Then okay, fine, yeah. I see what you're saying. It would not be kids friendly at all. No. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if you go that, I can see it like that, but then they have to do a whole bunch of. This has got to be hyper serious sort of thing, or they go the Hercules / Xena route and just kind of, this is gonna be a silly.
But that's basically what those films became anyway. So like you don't want to basically do the same thing. Right.
Oh, true. It's true.
Because like those, like I've saying before, those like 2, 3, and 4, and even 5, could have just been TV Hercules TV show. It could be like a TV movie for them because how it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hercules goes to the jungle. I mean, like it's just
Hercules and the Book of the Damned. You know?
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin the Sorbo as Hercules or Ruth Rigno as Hercules?
I'll take Luther Ringo, if I'm honest.
Or Arnold as Hercules.
Oh yeah, Arnold. Yeah, that'd be better.
His original. Okay, you're talking about accents that are all over the place, right? Yeah. So in Hercules Goes to New York, he's got his Austrian accent.
Yeah.
On Mount Olympus.
Okay.
Which, okay, fine, if you're going to say it's a mythical Greek, whatever, they say it. But then no one else has accents. All right? Yeah. So one of these people is wrong here.
Which one? That's the thing.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It's just like we were saying in Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, she's playing a Mediterranean character anyways, right? She's got accent fine. And everyone else has an accent. Yeah. But do they have an accent because she can't do an American accent?
Yes. That's the reason. She can't do American accent, and there's nothing wrong.
Even though it does fit the character to have a kind of like an ethnic kind of accent.
Yeah, because having an American accent would like make sense for one woman if she's like from a Greek island.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we're like that does make sense.
Yeah. But then again, how do all the Kryptonians have British accents? Whatever.
Because remember in movie world, like. The British accent be like you're a royalty and Rugal and all that stuff. So, okay.
Yeah. Or you've been conquered by the Brits and they've taken all parts of the.
Yeah. So like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, these sets of films you're never gonna. Well, you might watch Scorpion King again, the first one.
Maybe watch the first one again.
And the second one, maybe? Or
maybe
just
the second one. Like, that's probably the only ones I would probably watch again. The rest...
Yeah, there's no need.
There's no need at all. It's like...
And if there was a Scorpion King reboot like you're thinking of, you'd be like, I don't know. Depends on who's cast or what the story is, or...
Depends on who's cast, what is the story. Is it a reboot? Is it just continue?
A remake? Is it... You know there's a video game of the Scorpion King.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was one. I think it's on PlayStation 2 one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I think I saw on a list like a wrestling game, wrestlers in non-wrestling games. I think Scorpion King was one of them. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't say much about the series. Yeah, negative or positive, because it's like forgettable. Some parts of it, it's just like it just is not consistent at all tonally.
No,
you can't go like if you pick one of these. If you just like fan out the films and pick one of them, and then you watch another one, you'd be like, "What? Hold on a minute."
Yeah, like where did it come from? Yeah.
Unless you're watching 3 and 4 back to back, somehow you manage to pick those to watch one after the other. And maybe even if you say, "Oh, okay, number 2, 3, and 4." Like in random order, you'd be like, all right, kind of.
Yeah.
but not really.
But like,
Yeah.
it's one of those. It's just a weird. I don't like know why they want to continue this series anyway.
Yeah, I will say Scorpion King is a good kind of swashbuckling, rollicking action adventure.
Yeah. And then the rest are just like
Yeah.
I said, TV movies.
It's like, oh, we have the license. Why don't we use it? Because otherwise, it's not even like the Spider-Man scenario where Sony has to make the movies.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we don't even have to make these movies, but we're gonna do it to cash in. And that's the problem. That is the Sony problem because they're cashing in, and each one is worse than the last.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are people gonna come back and watch any more of this?
Because we know they will. That's the thing. But that's the thing. With the Sony ones, you can get away with it in a way, because they got the budget to do it. But like,
Yeah.
What have you? Like, unless it probably has a demographic. I don't know, and we're just not part of it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, there are a whole bunch of asylum films like Transmorphers and Atlantic Rim and Sinister Squad and Avengers Grimm and all that stuff, and it's like Almighty Thor. Yeah, the one with Kevin Nash, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so it must be like there is a market out there. We're just not it. But it makes you wonder who is that market.
Yeah. I mean, I like B movies, to be fair, right? But it seems like the B movies from the 70s, from the 80s, they kind of like, we know what we're doing. We know we're going to do it in this particular style, and the cheapness don't bother people because they're here to be entertained by the silliness.
Yeah. But these,
it just doesn't have that. It doesn't even have that B movie quality that you need. That you're thinking schlock.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch slashers. I like my slashers. Yeah. But and you know how budget those things can be, right?
Yeah.
But they know what you're going into to watch.
Right.
If you're an action adventure film, give me your action and your adventure.
Or like,
and your fantasy one.
Like, if they were aimed for like family and stuff, at least make it look like that. Because like, I don't know who these are meant to be aimed for.
Yeah.
Because like, you've got things like what's this? Got those shows like Sci-Fi Channel. Like, what was it? There's one about Warehouse 40. Is it Warehouse 47? Stuff like that. Where it's kind of on the same similar vein. But
that's 13.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of like that in a way, but that's aimed for like families to watch and stuff like that.
And as you were saying, as well, what I was saying before, but you noted, there's a series called Librarian.
Yeah.
But you're talking about a TV series, even though there's 3 movies.
Yeah, with what's his name? No.
No While. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first one is Return to Solomon's Mind. I know there's the Judas Chalice, but I can't remember the other one. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's the first one was the one that Kenny Hu was in. But anyways, they're all right. Yeah. They kind of knock off TV versions of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But they're fine. They're watchable. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, the Richard Chamberlain movie, King Solomon's Mines.
No.
Knock off Indiana Jones again. But watchable stuff sometimes. Not amazing, but then it's like, hey, it's like, oh, we've got the spirit of the film that we are ripping off.
Yeah.
So here it is, and sometimes you watch it because it's the rip-off but terrible version. But you're like, inadvertently they're making. Sometimes they're in on the joke and sometimes they're not. But sometimes it's funny because they think they're making quality and they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know what the.
It's like it's like that. Scorpion King is its own like. So like you got the Rocks one, what's got made money or whatever. Then you got the second one. It's kind of like that whole meme like we've got. Oh, this is we got insert Scorpion King at home, and it's like the cheap version. But how can that be your own franchise? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even know why they just didn't get the same guy, Michael Campon, back, and then he could have just done number 3 and 4, and it could have been still prequels because he looks young enough to be. Hey, look. The Rock done the Scorpion King when he was 30, which is still pretty young, And I don't know what the age difference is between the characters, but Michael Campbell still looks young, so they could have done like another set of 3 or 4 films before before he even aged into Matthias. Rock Matthias, you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's well, it's a series. I'll put it that way.
A long-standing series, if you want to put it that way. Yeah.
A franchise series apparently, but I don't see how. Yeah, I didn't. You know what? I didn't even know there was a number 5.
No. Until you sent it to me, I was like, really? There's a number 5?
Yeah,
I knew there was
definitely
4 of them.
Yeah.
Didn't know there's 5. Didn't know there's 5.
Yeah.
I went to that.
And to be fair, probably I didn't need to know because it was just my time watching it. What am I gonna? Why did I know why I did it? But then I'm like, the time that I spent watching it. Yeah.
Also, it's like I don't feel like it's bettered my life knowing there's a 5th one. That sounds really rude, but I kind of feel that way. Like, oh.
Yeah. Look. There's some tongue-in-cheek entertainment in 3 and 4, but I think number 5 tried to be serious again.
Yeah.
And it kind of dragged itself down.
Yes. That is it. It's dragged big time. And that sounds that sounds bad, but
look. As much as you said to them, "Oh, look, at least they made a movie." It's just sometimes. Did it need to be made?
Did it need to be made? No.
I mean, like, I know it sounds like we're making fun of this film, but if I said to you, did Madam Web need to be made? Did the new Crow film, even anything after the Crow 2? Because we'll just say Crow 2's all right, yeah. But anything after Crow 2, did they need to be made? The Crow 2 itself probably didn't need to be made, but they were. But at least they put some effort into it, you know.
Yeah. But Madam Web didn't need to be made. But I get what you mean.
Apparently that one guy who there's one guy, and I don't know if you know what I mean, but that one guy who saw Julia Carpenter in the costume, he decided that he needs that movie to be made.
Yeah, he's like, yes, we should spend millions of dollars on just for this one bit.
Yeah. That one dude who got caught in the cinema. That's all I say. Nothing more. What? All right.
Yes. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't need to. I don't even. Do you reckon they will try to actually make a reboot, or do you think it'll be a Netflix or something like that sort of streaming film?
I reckon they'll make a reboot. Would it be on Netflix or Amazon Prime? Maybe.
Yeah.
Because there's probably more likelihood of people watching it if it's on them.
I think they should go for the route that you're saying. Just take it completely to that next level of, look, you're gonna get this particular gory, violent, gladiatorial audience, the audience that was watching Spartacus. Yeah, that sort of thing, right? Game of Thrones, whatever. That audience, aim for that, and it's just completely different. So it's not a remake, and we're taking it in this whole different direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, and this has no base that people know of it in a certain way that you can do something completely different and be all right.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure 90% of people who've seen the first Scorpion King don't even know the sequels.
Yeah,
they can get around. They can get around it easily.
I
don't know. Or even if they're not going to do the gritty, hardcore sort of version, these do a more focused version of it.
Yeah.
It could be still an 18 episode show, but kind of like the Marvel TV show sort of. I mean, it's kind of has a point to them rather than silly hijinks, woohoo, and
a solo adventure episode that you can watch out of order and still.
Yeah. And not do go down the CW Arrowverse sort of route where it's 26 episodes a season, because then you got to long it out, and that's when people start getting kind of tired of it. Yeah, 10 episodes a season should be fine.
Yeah, let's just see if they go that way. Yeah. I mean, it probably made a bit more sense to do that
Yeah.
In the sense that you've put out films,
Yeah.
and then you dragged the name through the mud. So if you're like, you know what, let's take it to TV, let's put it a high budget presentation for whatever, right? And then we can reset people's minds as to what they associate the name the Scorpion King with.
Yeah.
They associate with this R-rated or whatever it's
Yeah.
gonna be, you know.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. And then The Rock returns to narrate the beginning of it, right?
Yeah. That's what you could do. Kind of like when everyone thought Loki was going to be about younger Loki and Tom Hiddleston was just going to be in the first episode, kind of like narrating, and then you find out, oh no, he's in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it won't be like that, The Rock, because
No.
Or if they want to be gangster with it, yeah. Actually, I don't think he'll do it because he wants to be more serious. I said you reboot it and have Batista.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, he's trying to be. He's been a more serious actor now, so he won't do it.
Yeah. Unless they pay big money. Well, money will get people to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
Except for if you're Christian Bale, of course, right?
Yeah. Money doesn't mean he's like, I'll take that down because I'm Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I well, like Batista. Well, here's the thing with Batista: he slimmed down. Even though he slimmed down, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say he looks like skinny Batista or anything like that,
No.
but he's slimmed down quite a bit. He looks like it looks like, and he's saying he's still 250 pounds. I'm like, wow, you look. I don't say, oh, you look smaller than that, yeah, but you must have been really bulky before. You must have weighed so much before, legitimately.
Because remember, he was like nearly like 350 pounds at one point. Remember when he first was wrestling and when he looked like massive.
Yeah.
And then he started slimming down.
When he had that shape, like when he was Leviathan.
Yeah.
Deacon Batista.
Yeah. And then from then he started slimming down. Once he came back in 2014 when he was like super cut rather than big. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is
if they do it the hardcore gritty route, like I think Batista would be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I can do this, and then that'll be my payday for a year, a half a year, or whatever, and then I can do some other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even think it'd be a bad choice, but continuity-wise, even though he's already in there.
But again, no one knows what happens. So,
yeah. But then he'd have to play Matthias later on in life.
Yeah. It could be if you forget the whole. If you kind of change the mummy origin of him of the Scorpion King, you could even do like old man Matthias sort of thing where.
Oh yeah.
Where it leads to him taking the oath or whatever to being blah, and it's sort of the steps of him.
Yeah. So I mean, like his kingdom has fallen.
Yeah.
And then like and at that age he could be Batista's age, and then even though Batista's older than The Rock.
Yeah. Doesn't mind about 4 years, but
yeah. Even though Batista himself is racially ambiguous also.
Yes, another guy. He's racially ambiguous. That's what you've got me to be a great wrestler. Be racially ambiguous, so you can play all the roles.
I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a picture of Batista where he's 18 years old and he's got a flat top. He kind of looks like Mario Lopez, but not quite. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Well, all right, okay. I mean,
it's like when you see like pictures of Vin Diesel when you see like a breakdancer. Like, really? This is
with an afro. You're like, okay. I mean,
Yeah, you're like,
all right.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, what country are you from? It's like,
He doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, I mean, there's not much to say about this series, is there? Really?
No. Nothing to say. Oh, really?
I feel like we've been slaying it, but at the same time, it's just like, look, sometimes there's glimpses of light in a dark tunnel, and we have spoken about some of those. But the darkness merges together at some point, and just like, the stuff at the entrance near the beginning.
Yeah.
Is a bit more focused, and then towards the end of it, it's just like.
Let's focus. Yeah. Well.
That it's like they were just like, shrug. Let's just get paid and go home.
It's probably like somewhere. These films probably like money laundering it or something for them to make this many of them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I wonder. You know what? This so Stephen Summers. He's the guy who did the Mummy.
Yeah,
I wonder if he gets money for the character that is licensed for these movies.
probably. Wouldn't be surprised. And it
Yeah.
makes sense, really. Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, at least it's like if he's making money out of the series, good for him. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What can I say otherwise?
Hope someone's getting paid. Yeah.
Someone, yeah.
Oh, that's so mean.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Do you think The Rock owns the franchise rights for this character?
Nah, I doubt it.
So if they were to make it the reboot, I know we were talking about The Rock before because we just kind of were like, oh, maybe he owns the rights, but you're thinking maybe it's Stephen Summers or the guys who came up with the Mummy franchise.
I think people count the Mummy franchise, but I think if they did reboot it or whatever, I reckon that The Rock would be like some executive producer or something on it, because he likes to put his fingers in all the pies.
Yeah, well, like that. Money's money at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I
would do the same. To be fair,
like people beef on the guy about saying that he had to come back to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah,
but look, man, if the Vin Diesel or whoever, right, it's like, okay, here's a bucket of money. Come back to at the end of number 10. What's he gonna say? Is he gonna say no?
No, I would say yes. I'm not like get, as a kid say, get that bag. I would do this.
yeah. Like sometimes I can't fault people for getting the payday, right?
No.
And then it talks about sometimes people take money to be in films they shouldn't be in, right? Because they're better than the film they're in.
Yeah, but are you betting in money? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's the other side to it. Sometimes you just have to. Nicolas Cage has been in some terrible films, right? And I enjoy Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Actually, still being in some quality films within the money in those section of films, like Willy's Wonderland. I enjoyed. But yeah, that man gets paid, and he's like, yeah, okay. And sometimes they ask him to go full on Cage, and he's like, yeah, okay, sure. I have my life just doing this film.
Because the funny thing is, like, people will have a go at him and stuff like that, but they don't have a go at like Samuel Jackson or Idris Elba, who are both equally being in like terrible films. You know what I mean, like,
well, Samuel Jackson has done many of those, but he plays himself, so you'll get the swearing, you get the MF word and stuff like that, right? You get the swagger, you get the cockiness, yeah. You know what you're in for. Idris Elba, he's usually more about quality, and if it's something like The Dark Tower, which is terrible, I haven't seen, but I've heard.
It's what, I didn't mind it, but then the problem with that film, apparently it's not the version that was meant to be seen. There's meant to be like an extended version that's actually better. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't
know if Idris Elba just sometimes has poor quality of choice of film, or maybe they get butchered afterwards in editing. I mean, look, I've watched Obsessed, right? The film with Ali Larter and Beyonce and Idris Elba, and I'm like, you know what? Like he got paid for that. He knew what film he was in. Fine, that's that.
As long as you kind of know.
You might think it's trashy, but everyone plays their roles as they should. So yeah.
It's one of the things. Well, like as long as they know it's trash, then I'm alright with it. But when you get the people who were like, this is gonna be the best film ever, blah 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 blah, and you see film like, oh, this is a pile of crap, then it's a different story.
I mean, here's the thing with the Hollywood. I want to say the Hollywood hype machine, but when you're promoting a film, you're trying to get people to go and watch the film. Right. And then you're going to try and make your money from that. Keanu Reeves was in The Watcher. But he said his friend forged his signature on it.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to fight the thingamajig. He didn't want to get sued by the company, so he's just like, look, fine. Because he thought it was just going to be as a cameo or whatever. And then little did he know he was the lead villain. And he was getting paid scale, while everyone else was getting paid, like the other leads were getting paid $1 million.
Wow.
He's like, right, fine. I'm not going to promote your film. I'm not going to slate it. Right? For however many, 2 years, We'll leave it be. And they're like, oh, yeah, cool. We'll do that, Then afterwards he cussed it. But that was it. It's just like, well,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Money didn't even talk to him at that point because they wouldn't even get paid money. He was sour because he wasn't getting paid the money he should. But that's different. Keanu, where he didn't get a bad reputation. So
no. Wow, man. Didn't know that part.
Yeah, it was yeah. But hey, look, whatever. That's all I gotta say. If they paid me to be one of these Scorpion King films, and it's going to the Sci-Fi Channel, I'll be like, I'll take that money.
Yeah,
but then, if you're like, but that's where it's like you got D-listers and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We're not even gonna be making that A-list money, but we'll just take it because it'd be a decent amount of cash.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some of these actual actors here are gonna. I don't know. Because sometimes you'd think they get paid a certain amount, and the bigger reputation you gain, the more money you can make.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, apparently, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they. But then again, even in Scorpion King 5, where you're like, all right, so if you feel like you're getting underpaid, but you do a great performance, maybe you can ask for a higher payday for something else later on, right? Because you stand out.
Yeah.
Nah, didn't even bother with that.
It's a joke. Yeah.
Now, have you seen the TV series Continuum?
No, but its name sounds
okay.
familiar.
Yeah, so Victor Webster's in that, and that redhead lady from Star Trek. Not Star Trek. She was in G.I. Joe.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Rachel, is it Rachel Nichols? Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in that as well. I think she travels back in time for some. Anyways, it's actually quite a good, quite a decent watch. Actually, I enjoyed that series.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, maybe you watched it. It was in 2008.
Yeah,
it was in 2008.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I just want to point out because I'm like, look, Victor Webster acts as himself. Like, even when we see him from Mutant X to Continuum to this, he acts as himself already, right? It's like not like he gained the reputation, for example, like Denzel Washington, where he's like, okay, I can act to this, and then I can act as myself. No, he's just like himself through and through. But it's like fine, it's fine. But he's just not acting as the character he's meant to be.
No. Yeah, which makes the character different than it should be. Yeah.
I don't know cussing the guy. I'm just like, it's a bit wonky.
No, that's like, for example, having The Rock play Batman. Yeah, and not changing the way he acts, just being him in every film like this. It doesn't make any sort of sense. Yeah. Kind of like that.
Yeah. The Rock when he's in the batsuit, raising his hands like that, right?
Stuff like that, and calling people candy ass and stuff like
that. In the voice, or is he just gonna do the Rock voice?
Well, bro, just do the Rock voice because he's just gonna be Rock, isn't it? He's not gonna.
Yeah, and then when he's Bruce Wayne, he's still gonna speak like the Rock.
Same. He's like, and you think
no, you did it wrong. You picked the wrong person here because when he's Batman, he acts like the Rock. Yeah. When he's Bruce Wayne, he acts like Dwayne Johnson. At least there's distinguished difference, right?
But then you still be like, oh, okay, this is. I don't know how we never knew that Bruce Wayne and Batman were the same person when he's exactly the same. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And sidetrack here because we're talking about Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to see how that Nicolas Cage Superman film would have turned out to be?
Yeah, just to see if it would have been as bad as everyone thinks it's going to be.
I wonder how Nicolas Cage would have acted as the two different characters. That'd be something. That's what we watched these Superman films for, though, to see how the actor plays Clark Kent and Superman differently. And unfortunately, Henry Cavill didn't even get a chance to do any of that. But
Yeah, that's why they kind of failed, didn't they?
Yeah. But that's
a story for another time.
Well, we've sidetracked completely, and let's come back.
Yeah.
Let's come back and finish this episode. Yeah. So you're saying Scorpion King 3, 4, and 5? Yeah. Should have just actually never existed.
Yes, should have never existed.
And number 2, Rise of Warrior is fine. Yeah. It's average. It's like your 3-star film. Nothing special about it.
Nothing special about it. No.
But then again, you'd probably say Scorpion King 1's like your average action adventure film. That's you know.
Yeah, Scorpion King 1 is basically the bog standard action film from that time period. You know what I mean? Like every film around that time was literally like action films was the same.
Yeah. Other than having The Rock in it as the draw.
Yeah.
You know, there was nothing else.
No, nothing else different.
Yeah.
Like it literally was like, oh yeah. Like if you was to show it to someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ask them to guess what time period it was, they would say, late 90s, early 2000s. Because all those films are the same.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah. And if I gave you Scorpion King 3, 4, and 5 and asked you when they were from, you'd be like, is this like late 90s TV movie?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I'm like, no, straight to DVD. Like, oh, not straight to video. Okay.
Yeah. If even that, right?
Yeah. Like, if you told me straight to video, I would have believed you. But
it's like 2 TV movies, 2 episodes of a TV series put together. Like when you have the Flash TV series from the 90s, and it says The Revenge of the Trickster, when they got 2 Trickster episodes, which are like 10 episodes apart, and they just put them together.
Yeah, to make it into one film.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Yeah. Okay. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
Yeah. But that's what it is. It's like you said, 2 episodes of Hercules or whatever. You know. Yeah. You ever seen the Conan Barbarian? No, Conan the Adventurer. That's what it was called. The TV series, Conan the Adventurer.
No.
So they had Conan the Adventurer, not with Arnold, of course, because they'd have to pay him so much.
Yeah.
Had Conan the Adventurer TV series, I think. Was it TV movies? Yeah. That's the quality of what these movies are.
Oh.
Yeah. I never watched them, by the way. I never watched them, so.
I did watch the Conan cartoon, but no, I didn't ever watch that.
Conan was the guy from you remember Gladiator?
Yeah.
It wasn't Russell Crowe, and it wasn't forgot his name. Papa Midnight. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of the other Gladiator guys, the big bulky white guy.
Okay.
He was Conan, and
And it was terrible.
They're straight to proper TV movies. I'm like, okay, fine, And sometimes when you're watching the TV movie and you know what you're in for, it's fine. But it's just like when it tries to be grand and beyond its budget.
Yeah, you're like, bro, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You would have been better off just
not even trying.
Yeah. Like backhanding, like handling cash here and there.
Just
whatever,
be blatant with your money laundering, rather than.
Yeah. Or they should have just done what they did with Batgirl, where they fund the film.
Yeah, but
film it, write it off.
Which still is annoying. But again,
I mean, look, Batgirl, Fantastic Four from 1994. Yeah, okay, you should have just written that off. Yeah.
For Batgirl,
if you 9% done with the movie,
and you made a big hype about making it and everything, then why? Yeah.
I know, like, what they're saying is, of course, because that universe was dying anyways, yeah? But I don't see why you couldn't have just put it on HBO Max or something. Yeah. Because Blue Beetle was meant to go over there.
Yeah. But that came out cinema.
And then, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't, if you look, I'm sure you can get some HBO Max subscriptions for watching, you know what I mean? The fact that they said to write it off and it'll never be seen, burn all the negatives or whatever, it's just dumb. That's a bit.
They done have a lot of things, didn't they? There was a film Wile E. Coyote versus something where Wile E. Coyote was the Looney Tunes character. Wile E. Coyote was suing some company, something like that, and that film basically 90% done as well. And they're like, "Oh no, we'll scrap it." And then people's like, "Well, then why don't you try and sell it to like a streaming service?" Like, So they started asking for ridiculous money, knowing they wouldn't get it, so no one's bought it. So that's another film that's just been.
And I think it's one of the other things that they did with Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Had all the budget of all the previous Superman movies from whenever they were trying to make it to that point. Yeah. From the mid-90s to 2006 when it did come out, they lumped all that money together.
Yeah.
In the budget of Superman Returns. It's like, wow, hold a minute, how it's going to make you back money from production money that wasn't even a part of this actual movie. How does he expect it to make you anything back? You know.
Warner Brothers, they're not the smartest guys in the world right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, sidetracking, all over the place. But yes, and I think you should watch Spartacus, Blood and Sand,
I'm gonna watch it at some point.
Spartacus, the Arena, I think it was the other one. The series. Then you got Spartacus, Vengeance, and Spartacus, War of the Damned.
I'll get
and then you'll start getting super testosterone just by watching it. Be like, I'm a man.
Manly from watching it. Yeah, all right. Cool.
Yeah. Growing some chest hairs from watching that series. Anyway, okay, yeah. So other than that, I just been apparently I just pimp out Spartacus to people. We're gonna sign up for this episode of Scorpion, talking about the Scorpion King series. Some movies that did exist, and maybe some movies that shouldn't have. But, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I am the Book of Souls, CY Chung.
And I am the guy who owns laminated flooring so you can film your scenes in my house, Carl Charles. And thank you for listening to us. Not badmouth, but discuss the Scorpion King franchise, and
we'll always say with a tinted bias,
yeah. And if you've seen any of these films besides the first one, let us know, and let us know how you saw it. Did you actually buy them on DVD when they came out, or was you like a super fan, like, hey, Scorpion King Book of Tomorrow, it's coming out soon, I better get hyped for it. If you let us know if you're one of those people, and you can let us know by leave a comment down below if you're watching us on YouTube, or you can leave a comment on our Instagram, leave us a tweet over on Twitter, even send us email, and you can find all that stuff on the top of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listen to it on the audio podcasting and stuff, you can find it in the description part of the podcast. And don't forget, while you're there, if you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review and leave a review and let us know what you like. And if you're watching this on Instagram, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and all that lovely jubbly stuff. And until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Woo.